underway in Buffalo. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
Herbert sacked.
Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're running a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
That's taken on the 25. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the 7th overall pick in 2018 from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line. But I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Allen's throw is complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. Throwing now is Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Kyle Juszczyk taking it in. And the Bills have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get turned it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Number 33.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this 1st quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
On the Seahawks 47-yard line.
Here's McCaffrey. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
He's brought down at the 42.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Jim McCaffrey. That's good for a Buffalo Bills. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bills 7, Seahawks 0.
On play action, Allen, he's letting it fly for Cooks. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw again. Allen. This pass complete to Higgins. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes there's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Now a first down carry by Jones. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
33, Aaron.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. The mistakes continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march for the chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Gross now to add the PAT. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left, and no good.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. Now it's Herbert. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert hitting Juju on the slant. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
He was tackled.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Herbert on first down now. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 16 yards on the play as they try to chip away at this 16-point deficit.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, Herbert. Call it a loss of 12 that time, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
2nd down.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's going to let one fly for Tate. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Gladney.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. So after the INT, it's Allen. And Cooks hands it over the middle. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out in the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Allen. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen, it's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
I think we already know that this guy's going to be ready when they ring the bell for week 1. That play, almost routine for him, but still, nice to know that he's still got it.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that's caught left side. Seals Jones with it. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now we're going to get a timeout here, as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. From 13 yards out, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Roses to add the extra point. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation, because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Roses on to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 39. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Is now to add the PAT. And the lead is now an even 30. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set to kick off.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Herbert's getting it to him in space. Pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And his kick here is good. And they'll make a small dent in that big deficit as it's down to 27.
Seahawks 3.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Harris to return it. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Most teams in the league hitting the three-quarter pole in the preseason. The whole league will be in action next Thursday night to wrap it all up. And then we start for real a week after that with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive, something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Sterling Hawkins.
Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. Here's Harris to return it. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On second down, McCaffrey. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Able to find Harris, complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Allen. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. To the air, Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Brandon Cooks, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bills head on.
In order to lead in a game, you got to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Rosas set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, it's Jones. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Good tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A third down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. From the gun, Herbert. The left side completion to Jones. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing, but in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Aaron Jones taking it in. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
The kick is
no success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got it out for you to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 20-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
Yo, 31's the mic. Let's go one more. 31's the mic. I got you. I got you.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. When the guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
First down, Seattle.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bills have recovered. The big fella.
What's up?
And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Peters. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
It's a gain of...
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Peters. That catch good for only a couple.
To number 27. Out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 21. A very solid gain of 27.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Back to throw now on first down. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
And this one is right through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Seahawks 13.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And Huff reels it in. And he is going to have a Bills first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Dillon. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
Tonight's
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.